Elon Musk's AI chatbot is facing global backlash over sexualized images of women and children. UK government officials say Grok has altered thousands of photographs without consent to put women in bikinis or in sexually explicit positions. Some of the images also appear to involve children. X has not released an official response to the criticism, but its safety account says anyone using or prompting Grok to make illegal content will suffer the same consequences as if they upload illegal content. Let's bring in ABC News tech reporter Mike Dobuski for more on this. Mike, how did this happen? What do we know so far about the allegations specifically? And then I want to get into how to prevent it.
Right. So Elon Musk owns X, formerly Twitter. He also owns XAI, which is an AI company that makes Grok. Grok is basically their equivalent of ChatGPT. It's a chatbot. So because Elon Musk owns all of these companies and products, he's decided to integrate Grok into X. So if you're on that platform and you tag that particular account, the Grok account, you can ask it questions as you would a ChatGPT or what have you. What people have been doing is, instead of asking it questions related to certain posts on the platform, they've been asking questions, asking the chatbot to take photos and modify them. And in this case, in explicit ways. That has what has essentially raised the concerns of a number of lawmakers here in the US, but around the world as well, Diane.
How easy or hard is it to prevent something like this, to prevent people from being able to do it to begin with?
So on the one hand, it is somewhat difficult because there's just a huge amount of people on these social media platforms. Pornography is a kind of loose term to define in a lot of ways. But on the other hand, we've already done a fair amount of work kind of related to cracking down on specifically child sexual abuse material online. There are teams of people who comb through many new posts that are flagged by users as potentially being, kind of lewd content or gory content, and that's how they get taken down. Increasingly in recent years, we've seen these social media companies rely on AI models to do the flagging and occasionally do the taking down as well. And there's a number of laws out there as well. Section 230 being the sort of originator of this. This is a section of the 1990 Communications Decency Act that specifies that platforms cannot be held liable for the content that gets published on them. And that has been used oftentimes by these companies saying, it's like, hey, we're not actually responsible for publishing this content. This is published by a user.
Yeah, but in this case, the AI is generating the content. So can you tell the bots not to make this content to begin with?
So that's why we're hearing from Ron Wyden, who's actually one of the co-authors of the Communications Decency Act, saying that, hey, this is from the 90s. We need to update this for the era of AI, especially now that the tools are so readily available to people. Diane, this could also be in violation of the recent Take It Down Act, which was a measure passed by the president in May of last year, which criminalizes the distribution of this non-consensual pornography, including deepfake pornography online. We haven't seen any, necessarily moves or lawsuits or legal action or anything like that yet. However, we have seen investigations from Europe and from Malaysia and from India as well. So you can imagine that a lot of these conversations are going to be had going forward.
So what options do these regulators have? Could they shut down Grok entirely, either globally or in their individual country?
Certainly they could do it on a country-by-country basis. It's sort of questionable exactly how effective that would be, given the existence of things like VPNs, which allow people to, spoof their computers and have it seem like they're in a different location than they actually are. If there is a sort of global takedown of Grok, that would be a really big effort, right? That would require the coordination of governments around the world. At the same time, this is a pretty easy issue to agree on, right? Like, child sexual abuse material is criminalized around the world. It's one of the few sort of unifying themes of like the global law order. So that is a potential avenue that they could go down. But again, it would require a lot of coordination, and we're in the very early stages of having those conversations.
All right, ABC News technology reporter Mike Dobuski. Mike, thank you.
Of course, Diane.